Welcome to Into the Mind of a Madman. You are now rocking with me, the Madman, and today I needed to speak on this DJ Academics speaking to a 15-year-old situation. Now, I'm only speaking to this because I see a lot of people's point of views. And, growing up, me being 40, growing up in a certain day and time, you know, a lot of our as a boy, right? As a boy, a lot of our inner city or a lot of our just being black. I don't really know, right? You know what I'm saying? I don't know really where it comes from, but I know just like having older cousins, maybe having older uncles, older brothers, older uh people around the neighborhood. As a boy, there was a thing to being gay, right? There was it, being gay wasn't uh wasn't the what is it? What I want to say? It wasn't the norm. It it was very much taboo. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm kind of speaking to. Being 40, being in the inner city, being black. It was being gay was taboo, right? So at a time where I would say coming of age, now I mean you getting around 10, 11, 12, 13 on, you start liking girls or you just see the mannerisms of how a young person moves. You know what I mean? Like when you're a baby or you're a little kid, like a little toddler, you know, it once was a time where, like as a boy, if you played with dolls, like your uncles or whatever, probably look at you in a certain way. If you wasn't in the sports, your uncles would look at you a certain way. And if you like to like do jump rope or whatever, or like adults or older cousins or older brothers or what older friends you want to say, older people around the neighborhood, we always keep a watch to the progression of the kids around us. So we can tell, they can tell if I'm putting myself as a little kid or am I putting myself as an adult. We can just in our communities we can tell, okay, this boy needs a little more guidance. This boy may be shading to the gay side if we just being honest. Oh, this boy is shading. He gonna be a man. He gonna be a little crybaby. He gonna tell because he always telling. He gonna be lazy. He gonna work hard. He gonna push himself. All of the things. It's all of the things that's included when you are a community and you're watching the kids grow up. Now, I know a lot of people took this stance, and I'm not saying a lot, but I've seen a few people take the stance of, you know what? I've been through being told by an uncle or having conversations by an uncle or older cousin or a father or a community, somebody in the community who was close to the family, like a family friend. Like, you know what, I had these sexual conversations, or hey, you like girls now, or whatever, what you doing with it, how you moving out here, be safe out here. uh it To me, I was no different. It it's not, It may not be right, but I identify with it. You see what I'm saying? Now, where DJ Academics and Playboy Max, or I think his name is Playboy Max, or whatever his name is, where they were wrong from my point of view, from the people bringing up these justifications of not to say that Academics or Playboy Max was right, but the understanding of where it may come from, where I feel like they are wrong, and that's why I'm making this video, is because that was only done for the kids you knew within your community. And that simple yet big point or difference in DJ Academics not knowing whatever this little boy's name is. I'm not really here to say his name. I'm not here to say his name, so I really don't care about getting his name right. But whatever, he's not of your community. And I'm not talking about social media. You do not know these people on social media. This is for the new people coming up who's under 40, like a Playboy Max. I think he's like 21. I'm not talking about Academics. Academics is 30 something. He should know this. But anybody else within this new age generation where y'all getting on these social media platforms and y'all kind of engaging in these platforms, which is the new norm. I understand, like, my daughter will grow up in this. You do not know these people. These are not your personal people like you know in your real life. They're not gonna be there when you need some money to go to the store or whatever, something like that. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna be there to help you carry your groceries from the car to the house or from the store to the house. They're not making sure you learn how to cross the street. Can they send you a cash app or donate to whatever your cause is online? Yes. But that's no different than anybody just donating to a cause that they like. I'm talking about the people within your community that's who's able to pick you up from school, take you to school. Who's somebody who say, yo, I see you doing your thing. Come over here and go to after school. I'm gonna help you further that. Or you got something going on in your house, come over here. I'll feed you. Your moms don't come home from work till 7 o'clock. All right, I'll pick him up from school, or he can walk home from school and stay at my house till you get home. I'll make sure his homework get done. And I'm talking about your dad, your mom, your uncles, your cousins. I'm talking about these intimate relationships, these family friends where you go over to their house for birthday parties and they're coming over to your house for your birthday parties or whatever party or whatever occasion, a cookout or whatever. Understand these people you are online with. Yes, you may know them because you spending online time with them in your social media community. But in your real life, when you may really need something on the spot and you don't have time to click on a computer screen or get on a phone and get in a Twitter Spaces or something like that. I'm talking about real people who are really taking you to the park and helping you learn to play basketball, to play football, throwing around a baseball with you. I grew up in the projects of New York City. I'm talking about, I'm going to say this to be real as I can be. I'm talking about the hustlers and the drug dealers on the block who went to school with your parents. And now your parents has a kid, which is you, right? which is me. They grew up with my parents. Now they see me and they know, oh, that's Troy and Sharon's son right there. Oh, he's a good kid. He he can't do what we do. He got to go to school. I'm looking out for him. I might give him a couple dollars just to go to the store because I know he a good kid. Get him some chips or and a juice. Oh, he on the playground fighting. Yo, let's break that up. This is a community. I'm talking about even the drug dealers and the hustlers is what I'm saying. They might be drug dealers and hustlers, but they also are people within the community that grew up with your mom and dad that is still gonna make sure you do the right thing. I'm talking about as a kid. Now, what happens when you become a teenager and they want to recruit you into a gang life or whatever, whatever? That's a whole different subject. I'm not here for that. But I'm talking about the people you've been watching over since a baby and not necessarily was their babysitter. It's so many people that I know that I grew up with that they kids are always gonna be good with me because all I gotta know is who kid you are. That's such and such son. That's such and such daughter. Oh, that's who? Oh, they always good in my book. I'm always gonna look out for them. It's a community. Our kids go to school together. I went to school with their kids. So as so yes, when we grow up, they may have to a degree, maybe a small degree, but to a degree, they may have the right to see how we are progressing in life and have certain conversations with us. And when it comes to these sexual conversations, something I really wanted to say, it may not be for everybody all the time. And what I mean by that is, an older cousin might have a sexual conversation for me that he not have to, but he may not tell my parents because he's just trying to check on me, and it gotta come from him. Cause my parents gonna tell me what they gonna tell me, but my older cousin, my older uncle, the community person who was just watching me and know my parents, or what I'm saying, they might just be seeing me move in the streets outside of my parents. You see what I'm saying? And that's where the conversation comes from. Hey, I know you may not talk to your parents about sex because that's taboo. But I've been also watching you, and I went to school with your parents, or we grew up together. So, and I've been seeing you since a baby, and I was at your baby shower when you for I was at the baby shower for you. But what I'm saying, I seen you grow up, and now I'm seeing you how you moving in these streets, and I might have to step in and say something. I might have to have a conversation to see where your headspace at, and just because you are 12, 13, 14, I feel like I can have that conversation with you and get an understanding with you, even if you had a conversation with your mom or not. They may not even like that I'm having a conversation with you, to be totally honest. They might feel like that's only for them, but I see you how you move. I'm seeing you how you move in these streets because I see you when you get off of school and you come home. And let's get it totally correct. I'm speaking from my experience. I grew up in New York City. I didn't I went to school on the public transportation, buses and trains from junior high on. I used to walk to school with my older brother and my little sister in elementary school, no parents. So I'm speaking from that point of view, to be totally honest. I can't speak to nothing else. I really don't know what it is like. I live in the South now, but Like, I bring my daughter to school. I know older kids get on a bus, or some kids get on the bus. I can't really speak to that. But what I'm saying is, when I'm going to school and then I'm coming home, and then there's a drug dealer or a hustler or whoever you want to call them, or there's a neighbor, or there's a somebody who's not necessarily my blood family is what I'm trying to speak to, and my blood family. But let's say there's neighbors on the block of my neighborhood in my community, right? And they see me walk to school, walk home, play play on the playground, playing in the neighborhood. All of these people got eyes on me, and when they see me and they know my parents is at work working, they may feel obligated to go, "Yo, I see how you moving, so let me have a conversation with you, cause I know your mama, even though I don't have to bring it back to them." I'm not here to get you in trouble, or I'm not here to uh recommend you in a certain way, but I need you to know that it's a community here, and we all watching you, and we, like I said, we knew you from a baby, baby. We knew you from a baby, so we it's our duty, it's our obligation to even just have this conversation. Your parents may feel a way, or I just think you may need to hear it from outside of your parents, because we all rebel to our parents for whatever reason as we get older. We just think we know it, and we just may need to hear it from our older cousin or our older brother. And like I said, a parent, it's not that they don't want to have the conversation. They just have their own perception of their own kids. So their perception of their kid may think their kid is not even into that. Their kid is not even on that level yet. Or their kid is not mature enough to even have that conversation. Or I'm just too busy trying to work and trying to get what we need for the household, what we need for you for school, sneakers, clothes, food, rent paid, bills paid, whatever it is, that I just might, it may slip my mind, or whatever you want to say. Or like I said, I'm not even looking at my kid thinking they just on that type of time. But that neighbor see, oh, you cut school the other day. Oh, you hanging out with these group of kids. Oh, you going to talk to these girls. And like I said, it all adds up. It all adds up to a community understanding that even though your parents may not like that, the neighbor had to come have that conversation, because simply the parents may have wanted to have that conversation in a certain way, a certain manner, wanted to use certain examples. They wanted to have it at a certain time in their life. But you may not see the same person I see. Your kid may not be showing you the same thing. So, me as your neighbor, me as somebody within the community, that I love you and I love your kid, I may have to have that conversation and then just throw something to your parent on a sleep tip of, hey, maybe you should, you know what I mean, because you know what I mean. I don't Everything is not to throw people under the bus. Everything is not to make somebody feel off guard or whatever. So at the end of the day, DJ Academics, I want to say Queen's Flip, Playboy Max, to anybody who ever feels a way far as, yo, why are you talking to this kid? That's totally 1,000% wrong. You do not know this kid. It is no way in the world that is your place to question his sexuality, to talk to him about any type of sexual activity. That is not your little bro. It's my little bro. I don't care that he's your moderator in your Discord. You do not know this kid. That's not your place. That's why you are 1,000% wrong. And yes, like I said, let's let's put a period on that. You are 100 to 100,000% wrong. Period. And the last thing I want to end this on is how we grew up and how we have conversations may be toxic and all, right? We as I'm talking about as men now, as men and women, but like I said, I speak to the men. We may have been raised wrong or toxic or whatever. That don't mean that we have to do away with. We may have to just adjust. We The birds and the bees, the sexual conversations, however you want to have them. We have to The kids are going to grow up and be in tune with their bodies, be in tune with the other sex, the same sex, whatever it is. It is not our job to, as parents, as brothers and sisters, it's not as uncles, as community neighbors and all of that, right? It's not our job to try to figure out the tea of it. It's our job to inform them of what's out here, how to handle themselves, how to carry themselves, how to be in tune with what they're going to, in tune with their emotions. So how we present it and how we talk, the whole, and I'm saying that because a lot of the check-in or a lot of how we approach the situation kind of be in a joking type of, oh, what you getting into? Oh you like girls? Huh? Yeah. Oh you like that? Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, let me send some strippers over there, you know what I'm saying? I might have to take you to the club with me, you know what I'm saying? One day, you know what I'm saying? See how you act when some girls are around. Like that little joking, which you still gaining information, right? And like we all kind of trying to get the information a certain way. You don't want to come off as a stern, like a parent may per se, but like I said, it's for parents too. So yeah, I get like we have our way that we trying to acquire the information, but maybe that the toxicity part is that part. But we still gotta have these conversations. Let's not do away with the conversations. Let's not do away with the community helping out within these conversations. Because, like I said, the ultimate goal is to have healthy conversations and healthy people and healthy understandings, and just try to be there for your fellow man and woman, your brother, your sister. So to the uncles, to the aunts, to the older brothers, to the older cousins, to the cousins, to the friends of the families, to anybody in the community, whoever the child, if you are ever confronted in a situation where you feel like, let me have this conversation with somebody's kid that I know they'll appreciate it at the end of the day. Let's really decide how to really go about that so they can really just get the information and not take it as a joke. You see what I'm saying? Not take it as we being buddy buddy. That's what we gotta fix it shouldn't be an older cousin, like I said, doing whatever by whatever mean any action to where now it's not taking this serious. So that's what I wanted to get off, and and that's the angle I wanted. And I'm not here to really. We got to learn and grow. This is a lesson for us to learn how to be better. And because these conversations do have to happen, but it definitely shouldn't happen from anybody on the internet who don't really know you, who aren't really there for you, just trying to do this for content. So with that being said, I'm out. I appreciate you rocking with the Madman. I'll talk to you next time.